Well, hello everybody. This is your designated federal agent, as said by the PPTF and Timothy Charles Holmseth. Excuse me, I'm going to take these off because I can't see a damn thing. And as you can see, I have, it's over here. That's my official CIA agent badge. And no, doesn't work too good with the headphones. Excuse me. This is my official CIA hat. So, according to Tim, I'm a CIA agent. So here you go. And I'm going to take this damn coat off. It's too hot. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Bear with me while I remove my uniform. I haven't worn this thing in years. I don't know how Timmy found out about my true identity, but, you know, stuff happens. And let me get the logo back up here. Ooh. This didn't quite go on cue as I thought, but anyway, so how's everybody doing? We're losing sound. Why are we? I think the only reason we're getting sound loss is because I got up and I had the headphones sitting on the desk and they don't have a reach. So hopefully I've got sound now. Cough alert. Sorry about that. Anyway, well, let's see. I might as well get set up the way it's supposed to be here. Let's see. We take this down. We put this up. I mean, you know, I gotta advertise the boss. There we go. We're set now, except for I'm invisible. This is not queuing up the way I wanted it to, so we're gonna just keep playing with it. There we go. There we got it. Not exactly technically up to par, but it'll do in a pinch. Oh, you got your CDL. Yeah, you're gonna follow in my footsteps. I did that for 40 some years and had to give it up because of DOT. And welcome everybody. This is kind of an impromptu going on the air because Timmy has been posting some really strange crap over the past week or so, and a lot of it had to do with some unfathomable reason. He decided that I am a trained agent for the Central Intelligence Agency. So I guess now I am a trained agent for the Central Intelligence Agency. So I got out my official CIA badge and my official CIA hat. Liberal tears. Oh, we're going to have politics. Yep, you caught the live Heimert. Well, you know, what can I say, you know. Yeah, Kim, I was at 9,000 and 1,000 and a little over at one time, and then it dropped like a rock, and slowly but surely it's coming up. Now, I don't know exactly what I'm going to be doing in the future because, quite frankly, I'm getting tired of the PPTF and Kim and all these other lunatics that are in the Q movement. I'm probably going to eventually get over into covering some local stuff. We do have some trials coming up. We've got the Cynthia Abzug trial coming up in Colorado. We got Field McConnell coming up down here in Fort Lauderdale, or down there, I should say. And then up in Ocala, we have the E-Clause murder case. No, Kirk Pendergrass is out of jail. He was only in for 2 days, and he did get a $1,000 fine, and he still has to go to trial to answer for the 3 outstanding warrants he was hit with by the judge. So his future is questionable at best. He may get out of it, he may not. You never know with these people. You know, there's one observation I'm going to make about Kirk Pendergrass, though. I was going to do a video about it, but since I'm live, I might as well talk about it. And that is, I was going to call it tenacity versus cowardice. Now, when I saw the Zoom and he refused, instead he allowed himself to get arrested. He went to jail for 2 days and now he's out, and he's more popular than ever with his base because he stood up to, well, I thought I had this licked, but you know, it went into mode there like it always does. But anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. Anyway, Kirk faced his prosecutor, the judge, went to jail 2 days, got out, did his thing with his base. The opposite side of that is Tim Holmseth. Tim Holmseth ran. He's a coward. Simple misdemeanor charge, probably would have got him a couple days in jail, if that, and he could have come out a hero. Instead, he's running around the country, getting in front of signs, showing this idiotic book that nobody wants, and, of course, here is one of the cowards in here now, Task Force. Levi and Goddard, baby elephants going to jail, color of law, maritime law is no longer going to wear barflies. Blah, 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 blah. Here we go, more of this bullshit from a woman who has really lost her mind. And the funny thing about this task force lady is she was given a challenge along with members of her cult over there on that extreme far right QAnon base to call the authorities. I'm going to leave her in here because, I want everybody to see how mentally ill this woman is. And she can hear this and record it and put it over on her channel like she always does anyway. But there is this. These people have accused me of murdering children, accused me of being involved in satanic rituals, all kinds of bizarre shit. And they said they have reported me to generals, they reported me to the Coast Guard. Imagine that. I got reported to the Coast Guard. I didn't get... and guess what? I made a video. It's on my room. Or on my channel here, you guys can go and watch it. I challenged the task force to call the authorities. I gave out the numbers for the Delphi Police Department since they named me a suspect in that. They've named me a suspect in the murder of Kaylee Anthony, so I gave out the number for the Orange County, Florida Police Department. I gave out the number to the Federal Bureau of Investigation since they investigate interstate crimes. Challenged not only Tim Holmseth and his companion, whatever the hell she is, to call the cops. Nobody did. Absolutely nobody has called the cops. Not them, not any of their followers, nobody. I'm sitting here fat and happy in my living room. Well, my studio, which is in my living room, but I'm sitting here fat and happy. And they're out there running around taking pictures of signs. Holding that stupid little book up there. Speaking of which, I wanted to point out something in this little book. Now, they have been talking about Epstein, they've been talking about the finders, they've been talking about this, that, and the other thing. But anybody that has a copy of this book need only go to the back. And in the back of the book is an index. And of course, you got all these little documents in here. But the thing about it is there is absolutely nothing in this book about Epstein, about the finders, about the Ukraine. Nothing. Now, I don't know how long it's going to be before these people are finally going to be labeled, even by the QAnons, as complete morons. Because this book is a book of lies. It's bullshit. It's crap. And it's actually pornographic. A Facebook website put out the introduction that I read once, even though I'm not good at this sort of thing. This introduction. It's called Hell. And if you read through here, it's got graphic, could be considered pornographic descriptions of Holmseth when he was lying on the floor of a hospital, drunk, almost died, and he had this dream, and this dream he puts in the book. Now, this bullshit with Tim Holmseth and Kim Picazio has been going on for about 12 years. And you can look on there and see that the task force, the pathetic PUD force, or whatever the hell they call it, is a bunch of lies. It's bullshit. They say we turned this over to Lynn Wood, and no, you didn't, because Lynn Wood was not at home. You claim to have sent Lynn Wood stuff in the mail, said he didn't get it, but I know for a fact he got it. So they just keep lying. And, they're targeting innocent people. They're targeting me, they're targeting all these other people. And, Task Force is in here right now, and all Task Force can do is call people names and insult people, but no substance. I mean, no proof, no substance. It's just the rantings of a drunk old woman somewhere unknown, too much of a coward to come to court and defend her actions. She talks about suing people. She talks about doing all sorts of things, but she can't when she's on the run. There is at least one process server out there right now who wants to take her to court. Perfect opportunity to get up in court and state her case. Give all this proof of every crime in the country that everybody's doing. All this child trafficking and all this shit. She won't do it. She is absolutely on the run. She is out there with the tail tucked between her legs, hiding under a desk somewhere, because she's too scared to come out and be shown that she is nothing but an absolute liar and an absolute fraud. And that's where we're at. Yeah, Craig Sawyer's trying to serve her for a lawsuit. And there's at least one or two other people that are trying to get a process server on her case and can't. The county where she used to live says that she has not been in the house since September of this year. Strangely enough, right after I did my chaos project. The husband says she has not been there. They're separated. She lied about that. Said that he had some kind of recording and stuff. They're not even seeing each other. Which, I don't give a damn. I mean, anybody, I don't feel sorry for anybody stupid enough to be married to that woman. But, different strokes. Because now she's out there with Tiny Tim, the penis man, doing who knows what. Prove it, Task Force. I mean, you said lies. Prove it. See, this is the thing, Task Force. You come in here and you say all this bullshit, and you have nothing to back it up. There is a police report on the internet right now stating that you are not in Elk River, that you have not been there since September. And the question for you is, Task Force, why are you so damn scared to go to court? I mean, you're supposed to be this highfalutin municipal judge or whatever the fuck you call yourself. You're supposed to know all the sovereign stuff and supposed to be against barflies and stuff like that. Yet you do not. Department say, I'm on assignment, I'm here, send me the paperwork. No, you won't do it. Why didn't you call the police? The Delphi, Indiana Police Department is the lead agency in the disappearance of those two girls that you accused me of being a person of interest. And yet, you have not called. Task Force comes up with all these excuses. And the funniest one I heard, the first post that went up by Task Force said that she and Tim handed out signed books backstage at the rally. Drives and this, that, and the other thing. Where's the picture? I mean, does this other girl not own a camera, not own a smartphone? I mean, Here we are, asking for proof. All you had to do is take a picture. Can't even do that. No sign, no nothing. I'm not jealous. You know, if I'm a nothing in all that task force, why are you in here? See, this is the thing. Oh, and here we go. Task force wants to see my living room. Now, why does task force want to see my living room? It's a living room. It's like anything other. You didn't show your living room. You know, you didn't show this big fancy house you had. Instead, you threatened to come down here to Florida and take pictures of my house, which is already on Google and everything else. I even put the current picture of the house up, and you poke fun of it. So, you know, where is your picture? Where's the picture of the car you drive? I mean, Jesus. You know, this is the thing. You know, task force is more interested than my living room, people's tuition, and all this, and I don't understand that. What does this have to do with anything? Now, for 12 solid years, this unemployed, filthy idiot that's running around with these out-of-date books has said, I have the proof of every single solitary murdered and missing and abused child case in the world. Nothing. Not one shred of proof. You know, I don't understand. Oh, the 3-letter. Yeah, that's okay. I guess I won't be a designated agent of the CIA for very much longer. You know, at least what I'll do is at least I'll get my pay out of them before they fold up like wetsuits or whatever. I get a big kick out of this. This woman is supposed to be highly involved with the President of the United States. She's supposed to be involved with Lynn Wood. She's supposed to be involved with all these very important people. And where is Task Force tonight? She's in a YouTube stream with 19 viewers, and she's one of them. So this is the thing, you know. Task Force has been making suggestions to me for a long time. Why does she care? I mean, I was perfectly happy until somebody started accusing me of shit that I did not say and did not do. And this shit's been going on for 12 years. And I'm telling you, Task Force, the one way you could end this is to get all the crap about me off the internet. And I'd be done. I wouldn't talk about you guys anymore. But you won't do it because you're too much of a coward. You know, why I'm on your radar is a mystery. I wasn't even around for all this stuff. See, here we go again. You know, you make accusations, Task Force, but you can't prove. You ask these dumbass questions. Yeah, where is your proof? Where's the proof of all these bribes that everybody's supposed to be getting? I haven't seen any. You know, you're weird is the understatement of the year. You know, again, you're coming in this room. Why? You're not, you know, you're making a fool out of yourself. Yeah, I think this is funny. Yeah, she'll probably make another dumbass video like she does. She might accuse me of stuff. She's going to play a 12-year-old video by a news reporter who doesn't know his ass in the hole in the ground. I even told her, I said, call the reporter. I said, call Mike DeForest. Gave the number to the station. Nobody's called Mike DeForest. Why is that? Why are you afraid to talk to Mike DeForest? Why are you afraid to talk to the Orange County Sheriff's Department? Why are you afraid to talk to the Delphi, Indiana Police Department? Why are you afraid to talk to the FBI? You know, I'm supposed to be this person of interest in this case. There's been pictures of me walking up a hill compared to this guy leaning over like he's going to fall down drunk on a bridge. Nobody called the cops. Hell, you know how many donuts I've had to throw away because I expected cops to show up? I got coffee and donuts. I don't drink coffee. But if the cops show up, I say, here, while you're interrogating me, here's some coffee and donuts. No cops. You know. So what? You know, why does it matter that somebody is not married and doesn't have kids? You know, millions of people in this country are not married and don't have kids. It's kind of a stupid. Drives a Mustang. You know, if you had paid it, you probably already know that. He's talked about it. But what does it matter? What kind of a car do you drive, Task Force? Answer that question, since we're talking about cars tonight. What kind of a car do you drive? You said you bought a new car. What kind of a car? I drive a 2012 Honda Fit. And a nine. It's right out in front of my driveway, right along with my Ford Escape. On assignment. Here's that word again. You are not on any assignment. You're sitting home drunk in the living room. Or not home, probably in a rundown hotel somewhere. She can't because she has nothing to come up with. Overwork, but you people don't know what work is. Oh, really? So you're so overworked that you can come into a room with 19 people in it and troll us. For what? I mean, according to you, you've got this huge channel over there with thousands of people, yet you're over here trolling a 20 YouTube channel that doesn't even have 1,000 people on it. So, you know, this constant asking to see the inside of my house is a form of harassment. So, you know, that's fine. But I mean, she's not going to see my living room. There's old videos of my living room out there. I mean, there was back when I was live streaming somebody's home. Murder's miserable. How long has he been obsessing over Timothy? Look in the mirror, Mary. Well, how long has Timothy been obsessing over me? There was one time that I counted 6 videos in one day from Timmy about me. Day after day after day after day. Always me. And the only reason Tim is after me is because I happened to talk at one time with Kim Bacasio. This was years ago. And Tim has been mad ever since. And, you know, the funny thing, Task Force, is you have never met me. You've only known me from what Tim has said about me. You haven't met me. You haven't been anybody I know down here in Florida. None of my business associates. You go on the word of a janitor who couldn't take a bath and got fired. A person who claimed to be a journalist got fired from his newspaper. And yes, I have proof. A guy that has sued just about everybody in the country and lost. He has not won one single case. You know, I really don't care if Task Force is in here or not. This is a small channel. It's only got 20 people in it. And if anything, it's showing what kind of an idiot that Task Force is. Task Force claims to be an informant for the United States government, yet she comes into this tiny little room, and I'm using her as an example. See, this is true of a lot of these QAnons. They don't do anything constructive. They go around trolling people, accusing people of things that they couldn't. Even the this message is held for review. I wonder what that was. Well, that must be why. I don't know. Anyway, you know, I'm kind of fed up with these people, you know, because they don't know what the truth is. They refuse to tell the truth. They lie constantly. There's no one that will pay attention, that seems to care. All her comments. Oh, she left. At least she says she left, So maybe we'll have some peace here now that these yo-yos have gone off. Maybe she's going to take another drink of whiskey or smoke another joint or something. I don't know. But anyway, so they bragged that they went to this rally, which was a disaster from the time it started. I mean, it was the most poorly organized and produced productions that I've seen in a long time. The audio with the former president was terrible. The camera work sucked. Everything about it sucked. And what is funny is people actually walked out. I don't care. My original reason for getting involved with Timothy Holseth was that he kept accusing me of things that simply were not true. And he refuses to admit that he's lying. Yeah, it's buffering constantly. I thought I had this fixed. This is one of the reasons I've been down, is I've been trying to fix the buffering problem. And it shows up every once in a while, no matter what settings I put in here. So I just have to put up with it. Well, Martha, it basically, I did a slideshow introduction. I am part of the Central Intelligence Agency, which I thought was rather interesting. So I figured, well, I'll play the part. And, apparently, these people have not studied how things work. They don't know what the Central Intelligence Agency is. They don't know the mission of this organization and why they're completely wrong. And I'm hoping this is coming through. This thing is buffering again. Jeez. YouTube is crazy. This is why I do recordings most of the time, because this stupid thing buffers. But I will do mobile-thons from time to time, but I am going to go back into live streaming. We're getting close to when things are going to start happening. There's supposed to be jury selection coming about next month in the ABSA case, and so on and so forth. Now there's a mysterious thing going on with the Neely Blanchard case, and I call it the mystery of document 22. And one of the things that I have checked into is the possibility that it may have to do with the PPTF. And the reason for that is that someone is supposed to have told the authorities that it was the PPTF and members of the PPTF that convinced Neely Blanchard that Chris Hallett had worked against her, that Chris Hallett had in fact called CPS and said that under no circumstances should Neely Blanchard have custody of her children. And that got through to Neely Blanchard, allegedly by these people, and she got mad and murdered Chris Hallett. And that may be why that particular document has been kept sealed. It's rare for the state of Florida to do that in a murder case, but this seems to be where we're going right now. Hello, Carolina. We're just having a general discussion tonight. We had a visitor from the owner of the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force who wanted to know what kind of cars people drive, wanted pictures of the living room and stuff like that, and then she left. Weird. Anyway, so I am still trying to find out what that document. Okay, Martha, this is the rumor that I'm trying to chase down. There is a document that is sealed in the murder trial as part of discovery, and I have been told that one of the reasons it may be held is that there is an accusation that someone in the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force convinced Neely Blanchard that Chris Hallett was not working to get her children back, and that he was in fact working to keep her from the loyal person that Chris Hallett had. She did everything for him. She trusted him, so on and so forth. So it made sense that there would be no way to break Neely Blanchard. But somehow she got the idea that Chris Hallett was working against her. 180-degree turnaround. Went from best friend to worst enemy. Went from someone to helping her to someone destroying her, keeping her from her children. And she got angry, went into a blind rage, went into his house, killed him. Now, don't know that for sure. It's pure speculation. But based on information that I've been getting, it makes a lot of sense, because what would have convinced Neely Blanchard that Chris Hallett was working against her, a man that she had trusted implicitly from the beginning? It's not quite clear where she got the gun. It is being said that it may have come from her ex-husband, because he's in the military. Or, there's any number of ways she could have got it. This will come out in court, and I would not want to be the person that gave her that gun, because she was a felon. Carolina, it's YouTube. I don't know why I'm getting all the buffering. It drives me crazy, because it interrupts what I do. And when the final product comes out and goes on tape, half of it's missing because of the buffering. I have no control over the buffering. I've tried every setting in the book. I am working on a different browser. The utility that I use for my live stream when I'm mobile. But I've got to learn how to do it. I thought you left. Task Force is back. She couldn't stay away. She's addicted to this channel. But, who knows? Maybe it was Task Force to convince her to shoot Hallett. I don't know. They have, the very day that Chris Hallett was murdered, the conspiracy theories by these idiots started up. Yeah, I will. I will. She's just, she's a trip. She looks like the Goodyear blimp now. She's going to be going to trial in the summer, July, I believe. And, there's a connection with the PPTF with that case, and with Field McConnell, and our law genius out there in the West, Kirk Pendergrass. As that case goes forward and some of the discovery comes out as to how this woman managed to go in this huge circle in the United States and wind up in Montana, it's going to come out. And law enforcement's going to be sitting there, well, gee, how did this woman get the gun? How did this woman get all this money? Why is this woman down in Ocala, Florida, visiting this guy that got murdered? I mean, there's going to be all kinds of questions that are going to come out of that case alone. So that ought to be interesting. And my glasses got dirty. I don't know why. Uh, and then there's Field McConnell. Now, the case is kind of, I don't know where it's going. L. Kennedy, yes, there was a time when she was at Field McConnell's house. And I believe she was there when Timothy Holmseth was there. So that is his connection to the case. He's actually a material witness. And so Timothy Holmseth may wind up in Colorado, if they can find him, as a material witness in that case, along with Kirk Pendergrass and some of these other people. Because, you know, there's a bodyguard sent to protect her. And I'm not talking about the boyfriend. I'm talking about the person that is alleged to be the boyfriend of the daughter of this Republican politics dude down in Arkansas. I mean, there's a lot of strange shit that went on with the Ebsug case and with the Blanchard case and with the McConnell case. I mean, there's all kinds of weird stuff that's been going on in all these cases. And they're all intertwined. And I think by the time everything gets untangled, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that may wind up in jail that didn't expect to be there. Because there's some federal crimes that have been violated here. And it's going to be far more serious than writing a book of lies about a lawyer. There's going to be all kinds of crap coming out. And you know, a lot of these people can go around calling people names and filthy this and barfly that, but they're going to wind up being in a filthy jail. So, I'm a truck driver. You know, anybody that's been in here knows I'm vulgar, so fuck it. That's why this children's, you know, if you don't like it, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. I mean, you know, can't please everybody. Save all the children, that is not a charity. Well, I don't know anything about the Save All the Children. Depends on how they're listed with the IRS, I guess. Okay, well, I guess I'm trash then, you know. I've been called worse, so what can I say? I guess you haven't heard. Who is it, Tyler? That guy swears more than I do. Jeez. Thanks, Lipstick. I had my CIA uniform on tonight. The PPTF has designated me as being employed by the CIA, so I might as well look the part. Three squares and a cot, and he gets a shower whether he wants it or not. He says he better be careful with the soap. That'll be ahead. If he goes to pick up that bar of soap at the wrong time, there's going to be a whole new meaning to Irish Spring. Well, Children Crusades is a fraud. It actually doesn't exist anymore. Mert is banned from all florists in Central Florida. Why the hell am I banned from all florists in Central Florida? Do I eat flowers or something? Flower power. Mert posted during Kaylee Anthony's funeral. I actually live streamed during the funeral. Now, Kaylee's funeral was private. There was another ceremony that was held both in Blanchard Park and over at the site where Kaylee was found, and I live streamed that. I was one of probably 30 to 40 media outlets that was banned from the private uh, ceremony, which is fine. I mean, they have the right to ban who they want. Um, CNN got banned. 2 local reporters from Orlando got banned. I mean, the Anthonys went nuts banning every back on it. So many weird things happened in that case. It was just something else. And recently, Casey Anthony got into a bar fight of some sort down in uh, South Florida, where she's at now. No, I didn't ask. Kathy, who? Didn't ask anybody on a date. Yeah, I guess task force sent in a substitute, whoever this person is. The grandparents, as far as I know, may still be living in the house. It was under foreclosure the last I heard, but I don't know if the foreclosure's gone through. The last time I was anywhere near there were different cars in the driveway than the ones that they were looking. Yeah, Balich is a married woman, by the way. Uh, Fraud alert. Okay, task force is back yet again. Boy, task force just can't stay away tonight. I wonder what the fraud is this time. Yeah, fraud alert. Tim Holmes' book is a big fraud. The PPTF is a big fraud. Yeah. Cheers. Well, it is a confusing book, I'll say that for it. Beautiful Randy Erickson. She said, oh, you're praising yourself now. It's funny as shit. It's like Timmy likes to write in the third person, pretending somebody else is writing for him. It's funny, if you go over on her social media, she's into some really weird conspiracy theories. It's hard to keep track of them all. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is fake. We already know that. Um, she came out on Facebook, from what I understand, and said that there's this biblical thing happening because there's sand being blown from the Sahara Desert over into Florida and like that. And apparently, for somebody that owns property in the state of Florida, she doesn't know much about it because this particular weather phenomenon happens a lot. It happens almost every year. Now, Channel 35, for whatever reason, decided to make a big deal out of it. And the one good thing about it is if you get these sandstorms, it's very difficult for hurricanes to develop. Now, what it does do is when these things happen, you kind of wind up with a kind of a sheen on your car because it's a very, very fine sand and it coats everything. And so what has to be done, of course, you got to wash your car more frequently or you're going to wind up with having the metal all sanded off, like if you had a car out in Arizona or something. This so-called sandstorm's supposed to be here on Wednesday, maybe Thursday, so, have to see how that one turns out. And then we got these little chica bugs, whatever they call them, that come out every 17 years. They're raising all kinds of hell. So, But it certainly was a wild weekend. Watching this disaster of a rally was kind of amusing. All kinds of stuff going on. Um, oh, Preacher Dan. That's another subject that I was going to raise. Uh, Now, Preacher Dan, uh, to uh, help his case, but instead he, just like Timmy, is a coward and decided he wasn't going to show up in court, and so he was given a default judgment of the astonishing amount of 4 point something million dollars, which it shocked the hell out of me that a judge would give that kind of a judgment, but there it is. Now, Daniel seems to think he's not going to have to pay a penny. Well, I got news for him. If Craig Sawyer hires the right people, in the class action lawsuit. And then another thing that can happen, and this is something that people really haven't thought of. I know about this company because I've worked with them in the automobile business, because of antique cars. But you can actually sell a judgment to something that's kind of like a collection agency. These are companies that they used to advertise on TV a lot. If you have a big settlement and say you're getting payments or, you're having difficulty getting the money, these people will buy it for a reduced amount, say 80, 70. If you have a $4 million judgment, you might sell it for $2 million or $3 million. And then they will go after Daniel Lee. And Daniel the preacher, whatever the fuck his name is. Anyway, they will go after him. And these are big companies, and they got private investigators and all kinds of forensic accounts and stuff. And they will go after him. And they'll get their man. And Craig, they can sit back, have some pina coladas, count the money they got paid for the settlement, and they can negotiate and get control of all of Preacher Dan's social media, and they can shut him up, basically. And that's going to be worse than any summary judgment that they get out of him, is the fact that they can shut him down. Because all they got to do... I don't think I've ever farted on live stream. And I heard a story about someone who masturbated on live stream. It was that reporter for the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Somebody alleged that he was whacking his weenie live on the air. Probably why he's not live streaming anymore. He can't control his actions. But no, I've never farted on the air. I'm flatulent neutral, as they say. Yeah, he pulls his pud all right, what there is of it. It's one of those things that's kind of the unsolved mystery. Where is the penis man's penis? Every time it's... Well, YouTube makes the money. I sure don't. I'm under 1,000 subscribers, so I can't monetize. And the nature of my subject here is difficult to get monetized anyway, so that's not the purpose of this channel. I could put a crawl across my thing saying donate to this account, Patreon or PayPal or something, and I don't do that. I foot the bill for all this. Yeah, you gotta pay, it's a 1099, you gotta pay taxes and everything. And that's one of the things that these collection agencies do. They subpoena the IRS for your records, and if he hasn't been paying any taxes, he may have a problem with the IRS as well as with Craig Sawyer. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, we know. The Pentagon Pedophile Task Force is fake. You don't have to keep reminding us, Task Force. Yeah, I understand that a number of people have reported her for tax fraud. Task Force, how many times do we have to go over this? I cannot get a job at Walmart as a greeter or anything else because of the material that you people have put up on the internet about me. Walmart checks the internet. Now let me repeat that slowly so you can get it through that empty head of yours. Walmart checks the internet. They check the background of a prospective employee on the internet. Now, do you understand why I can't get a job at Walmart? If you would like, I don't know where you're living, but you're probably within 10 miles of a Walmart. Go to the human relations people at Walmart and let them explain to you how and why they check the internet when they're hiring somebody. Maybe you'll learn something. Go for it. And another thing about Walmart that people don't understand. Walmart rarely hires people full time. I have talked to Walmart employees and they constantly complain. Number one, they complain about their pay, which is crap. And number two, it's extremely difficult to get a full-time job at Walmart because they have to keep their hours under the limit. See, if they go over so many hours, then they have to provide benefits to their employees. So what they do is they work you at reduced hours, and that way you can't get these benefits. Virtually 70% of Walmart employees are on welfare. Carrie Sue is in here? Wow. Hello, Carrie Sue. I haven't talked to you in ages. If it's the same Carrie Sue that I used to know. But, here's the thing. I went and I applied for a job. And the job paid $53,000. It was an office job. I got a company car because I'd have to go out in the field as part of the job. They did a background check. Checked the internet. Walked in the office to do the final paperwork. They handed me a printout. Here's Timmy's blog. Here's Timmy's BitChute channel, the High Command, and several other websites with my name and all these accusations all over. They say, we can't hire you. Look at this. I don't know if this is true or not, but we can't take the risk. You're going to be in a highly public job, and we just can't have this. So I lost a $53,000 job with full benefits because of Timothy Charles Hunseth. And yet this idiot comes in here and tells me she wants me to work at Walmart. I mean, Task Force really needs to get a brain. They're doing everything they can to prevent me from earning a living. And yet they go out and they say, oh, he's a trained agent for the Central Intelligence Agency. Do they realize the kind of clearance you got to have to be remotely connected to any of the alphabet agencies? I mean, was confessed to 4 counts of lewd acts in the presence of a child. Yeah, I'd support it. It's estimated that it would cost me about $25,000 to do it because lawyers don't sue on contingency in civil cases. They want their money up front. Fake account, desperate barflies. Task Force, you're making absolutely no sense. I am not in the legal profession, so I don't know where you're getting, what are you talking about even? I mean, you come in here and you make these stupid things. You have yet to answer my challenge. You're running away from a chance to go to court. I mean, look at what this is the thing that really is laughable. Kurt Pendergrass stood up for himself. He said, screw it. Arrest my ass. It's a fake court. And he's out in 2 days. Gets a $1,000 fine, which is supposed to be repaired about 4 cars. He'd pay that off. And he's out there making boatloads of money with this law channel thing he's got. And what's Timmy doing? He's running around the country waving his book up in a courthouse, and that's it. He doesn't live stream anymore. You don't see him in his car bragging. All you see is pictures of him in front of a sign, in front of a building, waving his little book around. That's all he's got. He sold his blog. He sold all the stuff. He doesn't own anything. All the stuff is sold. The task force owns literally Timmy Homestead. He owns nothing. All his material belongs to her. The books belong to her. Love to know how that worked out. So, Task Force comes in here and decides, oh, this is a fake channel. This is bar price. Blah, 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 blah. About the weakest thing I've ever heard. Oh, good. You like pedophiles. That's fine with me. I used to like Terry, too, until her sister made a mockery of things. I mean, if you like a woman that performs sex in front of a child, I guess that's your taste. The audit isn't going anywhere, from what I understand. Oh, I bet Windshine's husband liked that. Oh, God. We got somebody that likes pedophiles in here. Has sex with a pedophile all the time. Amazing. Got a confession right here on my channel. Interesting. That means that the PPTF is supporting a pedophile. Well, actually we knew that because they support Monoxide, who was convicted of linking child porn in a chat site. Interesting crowd. Well, she is a pig, so you're gonna squeal like a pig, that's because you are a pig. Oink oink. No, it's just the opposite, Macy. They seem to support pedophiles. Yeah, I'm just seeing that YouTube is putting some of these things in review, so I'm going to have to pay more attention to the chat. So. I'm just curious about something, or I gotta love it. Well, let's see. We got CIA finders cult issued a bizarre rambling video featuring yeah, trashing people again. That's all these people are capable of doing. Yeah, it's funny. In Timmy's book, there is absolutely no mention of the finders. None. Zero. Funny as shit. And you ought to see the death threats. Oh, we're all getting death threats from these people. You know, Timmy lied. He said that he didn't believe in violence. Well, I guess he hasn't read his website lately. What happened with Boohoo affecting that stuff? What? What is that? Oh yeah, they change it up all the time because before joining the Q-tards, Epstein was never mentioned. Ukraine was never mentioned. None of this stuff was mentioned. Not even Hillary was mentioned. Timmy used to go after Pam Bondi, who was the state attorney at the time. He's always been after Mike Pence for whatever reason. But he always went after Republicans. And then all of a sudden, Trump comes along, he has an epiphany, and all of a sudden he turns on the Democrats. You know, it's funny, if you go back to all his social media accounts, you would see that he can't keep his story straight. But, you know, these people do not tell the truth. And you can't, you can't get them to get pinned down because they keep changing their story. You catch them on one lie, they switch it around, tell another one. It's funny. These people should have worked for a political office because their spinning is something that I've never seen before. They can spin their way out of anything. It's funny to watch. Fake account, stage, nice try. What the hell are you talking about? Oh, I love this picture. Might as well put this up. Since man, I got a lot of slides in here tonight. Here we go. Now, Timmy says that I am a person of interest in this particular case. You know, because, yeah, it seems to me the guy on the right looks more like the guy on the left than I do. You know, because here's me right in front of the guy, and I really can't tell the resemblance. And look, he even has the same hat. So, you know. Okay, why not? Boom. How do I delete it? Let's see. How do you boot? Well, I can do it this way. Well, one down. What's this? Oh, this other weirdo. I mean, well, for 3 minutes they'll be gone, but they'll be back. 300 seconds, so they come back in. I'll just have to boot them again. You know, it's amazing. You know, this is the thing I don't understand is that Task Force keeps coming back here. I mean, what happened to their channel? Oh, another thing to mention about this group. Ever since Timmy disappeared exactly 1 year ago, there has been no live streaming by the people. It's all old stuff, short videos played to the same song over and over and over again, but nothing live. These people do not go live. None of them do. I wonder why that is. Yeah, you just, you know. Who are you? I don't know why Oscar's asking about you. I just live here. Well, the thing of it is, John, is I don't want to go meddling in that case. You know, yes, he looks like the guy in the picture, but he probably didn't do anything. Hell, if he tried something like that, the girls would beat the living crap out of him. He's a little wimp. So, you know, I doubt that it's him. I mean, it's possible, but I'm not going to bug the Delphi Police Department with a bunch of conspiracy theories. These guys got more important things to do than me getting involved in a pissing match with a bunch of people on social media. Yeah, he probably ought to learn how to trim that goatee, but, you know, he's got to learn how to take a bath first. See, even in his, you know, he hadn't changed much, because if you look at the book thing, I mean, that's... I mean, my goodness, that looks interesting. Kind of looks like a homeless guy that found a book in the street or something. So what is up with Tiffany and who? What? I'm not following. Who is that? Who is Timothy and Boho? This is something I haven't been following. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, it's interesting. Timmy looks like he's half asleep. But if you look at Timmy's eyes and the way his eyebrows are, and then you look at this guy on the left, I mean, they both look like they're about half asleep. Both her stepmom and her biological father are in prison for dealing drugs. I don't know when they're getting out. They both got a pretty fairly long sentence. I mean, she has tried to get out on probation and stuff for quite a while, and the state says, no, you're not going anywhere. Well, when you read the book, he admitted to drinking so heavily he almost died, and he claims that he gave up drinking because of that incident. See if I can find that passage in here, because he, according to his book, he was in deep stuff here. Let's see. Okay, I think this is the part where he explains it. Your eyes, Tim, your eyes, I hear again. I know the only escape from this horrible place is through my eyes because the light is on the other side of them. I begin to hear a chant that gets faster and faster as if tapping a well. Your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, your eyes, blah, 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 blah. Wham! I am pulverized by a huge wave of light, and my back arches up like I have been electrocuted. My eyes flip and flutter as light pours in me like oxygen into someone who has been underwater. Oh, thank God. And let me go on here a little bit. Because apparently what happened, the sight of the ceiling, windows, and toddler bed in the room are evidence that I am back on Earth. I make a weak fist and try to slam it into my chest. I somehow know I am having a heart attack. I am trying to give myself CPR. It goes on and on and on and on. Lying here, I can feel my bladder and bowels have been emptied into my pants. It means absolutely nothing to me. Excuse me. Now we get down to God, I got a scratchy throat. How my body got to the phone in the other room is a mystery, and the ambulance ride is a vague memory. I arrived at what the locals call the third floor. It's the nut ward, detox, shit-faced drunk. Then he almost died on the floor of a nut ward in Thief River Falls, Minnesota. And I visited this city while I was up there. I did not put the footage of that visit because it contained a lot of confidential material, but I can say that Timmy may have had some serious physical and mental damage due to his actions around that time, and it might explain his behavior. I mean, he is admitting in the book to nearly dying because he was an alcoholic. And you The thing about alcoholism, even if you give it up, you are always an alcoholic. You never stop being an alcoholic. It's one of the 13 steps, or however many there are, to keeping sober. Now, we don't know if he's kept sober or not. You know, the way he acts and the way he looks in some of these pictures, you kind of wonder. But yeah, he's a poopy pants. He poopied his pants, Alex. But something, I believe, happened to this guy in his childhood. Now, in the book, he admits to being a pyromaniac, setting fires. He admits that he set fire near his next door neighbor's home. It was a trash pile or something, and the neighbor caught him. And he was deathly scared that she was going to tell his adopted father that he had started this fire. Now, we never learn in the book whether or not the father found out, or if Timmy told his father, or if Timmy told his adopted mother, or any of this. You know, so it's an incomplete story. But he's admitting to starting fires. And one interesting thing, there has been several publications on social media of Tim Homestead's criminal record. And one stands out. It's a criminal trespass. He was charged with felony trespassing and burglary. Now, where did he trespass? What is this burglary he did? And what was it? Did he get caught trying to set a fire? Was there something else that he did? What is the trespass? He's never explained it. He ignores it completely. He's had felony drunk driving charges. And yeah, somebody has said that he is accused of killing cats in a peeping Tom, which again goes back to this trespassing charge. We really don't know what the trespassing charge was. What is it that he did that caused this particular problem? And another thing, if you go through and read the dispute between him and one of his former wives, or former mothers of his children, I should say, some rather bizarre accusations were made against him. And, somebody put up a passage today where the complainant against him believes that he may have molested his own children. And this is the mother of one of them, from what I understand. Who better to know what Homestead is capable of than the mother of one of his children? This isn't some stranger accusing Homestead of this stuff. This is a former date, a one-night stand, I guess. That's, it's funny. Randy comes in here and states that, he's not married and he doesn't have any kids. Well, Homestead is not married and he's got 3 of them. One he gave up. The first biological mother got the child, and Tim didn't dispute it. And so Tim has these other 2 children. He's running around the country. He never paid a dime of child support to any of them, allegedly. Doesn't even see the children. Has an adult daughter with a grandchild. And I don't know if he sees her or not. But, it's the glass houses effect. And then we have his handler, who owns all his stuff now, basically owns him, who claims, who, according to the local sheriff, hasn't been in her house since September of this year, and is separated from her husband. There are rumors that her daughters will not allow her to see the grandchildren unless the husband is present. She can't see the children alone. There's some, these people are the ones that are criticizing others for not having children. What's the big deal? There are millions of people in this country right now that don't have children, that are not married, and that are adults. It's a choice. You can have a child or not have a child. There's no law that I see where, you, I just weird. And the PPTF is an interesting organization. They claim to be in touch with the military and stuff like this. And this organization, number one, supports Vladimir Putin. Their writings demonstrate that clearly because they want Putin to have control over the Ukraine, which, by the way, is a democracy. They managed to get away from Russia. They don't like Russia. They don't want any part of Russia. And Putin is trying to take them over by going in there and just basically shooting everybody. And the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force supports that. That's Russian is a kind of sort of, people say they're not communists, but they used to be. Putin was a high-ranking official in the KGB back when the communists were in charge. Hi, Levi. Welcome. Task Force was in here asking all kinds of questions about you again. She's in timeout. I don't know if she's going to come back. Wanted to know what kind of car you drove, and I think that's the only question she had for you. Also wanted to know why you weren't married and didn't have kids, stuff like that. The usual crap. Yeah. The big star of the show is in here. Anybody that hasn't seen Levi's show, please go over and watch it. He's really good at what he does. So, give him a check. But this is just a general chat tonight, Levi. Not much going on. I came in here basically to see if the live stream is going to behave itself, and also to give people the big news. Let me go up and get it. That I am a designated agent of this. I've been designated a trained CIA agent by the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force. Hence the CIA logo in my CIA hat, and I had my CIA jacket on, but I took it off because it was hot. And I am doing quite well, thank you, Levi. It's been kind of an interesting weekend. Task Force came in here, played around a little bit, and we had somebody in here that admitted to having sex with a confessed pedophile, which I thought was interesting. So it's been just a real interesting night. And firemen, welcome. And I got my wrench. Might get in trouble with the PUD force because you're in here with your wrench again, but that's the price for fame, I guess. But yeah, High Command came in here, called the place a fake, and called everybody barflies, usual crap. Kind of livened things up a little bit and told me I need to get her the hell out of here. Then we had another interesting individual in here that was having sex with a convicted pedophile. Thought that was interesting. But, crazy makes the world go around. Oh, here, barflies off of, oh, we're the barflies. Sorry about that. Task Force is off. Timeout. John, say hi to, Task Force. They're in here recording us again, I guess. And you have the wrench, John, so if you want to knock her out, that's up to you. Yeah, she just can't stay away. She has no life. I mean, you gotta be pretty desperate to come and troll this channel. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force can do nothing but go around trolling small YouTube channels. It's amazing. You gotta love it. Yeah, she came in the same time you did, John. So you can even find her in the wrencher if you want. You know, now that I got a wrench in here. Oh, you got her. The precise date, I don't know. Let me check real quick. The fact, cause I was thinking maybe August, because I don't think they've gotten quite that far with his case yet. I'll do a search here real quick. Use my CAA resources to find out what's going on. Okay, the last thing we have out of the courthouse is the court date notice, and let's see what that says. Okay, July 8th, 2021 is going to be a conference, I believe. This is not a trial, it's a conference. Let me go back and see this other document. Okay, notified, the case has been set for a hearing. Okay. Yeah, I think all it is a status. I don't think that's an actual trial. I would think that probably it's going to be closer to the fall when this finally goes to trial. I think what's happening is now that the COVID thing is over with, the courts are starting to fire up, and there'll be announcements as to when all this stuff is going to start, because there has to be jury selection, and they got to figure out if it's going to be a courtroom trial. They're going to have to get Field McConnell back to Florida. So yeah, Timmy claimed that he went to Lynn Woods and gave him hard drives and flash drives and evidence and all this other horse shit, but Lynn Wood's not even home. He's running around the country. So I don't know where he thinks he is going to get anything through that. And it didn't show him giving Lynn Wood anything. All it did was show a picture of the gate, some guy talking to somebody in a car, which was not theirs, and that was it. So, you know, they somehow think taking a picture of a gate in the woods is going to prove something. But, you know, you got people over on BitChute that'll believe anything. So, they, you know, there's no telling. So, you know, Lynn Wood is, from what I understand, may have to take that psychiatric exam. He lost the motion not to have to take it, so he's going to have to get his head examined by the court or by the bar or somebody. I don't know. Somebody's going to see if they can find anything up there. But Trying to find out. No, but yeah, it's again like I keep repeating myself, but I cannot figure out why they keep coming in here. Okay, the last thing she posted on her Facebook account was 4 hours ago. And she posted about the Saharan dust cloud heading for Central Florida. And, you know, for someone that's supposed to have property in Florida, she doesn't understand the weather here. You know, we get this every once in a while. Got an email for Abby Libby. Okay. I'm not going to bother that poor guy. He's probably got enough problems without being reminded that he used to be married to her. Yeah, give your dog a scratchy for me. I'm glad to hear she's doing better. She's my buddy. Well, Delphi is aware because I contacted Delphi about his accusing me of being a person of interest, and they said that they are not happy to hear that people are doing that. That's the one thing they expressed people not to do, was to barge into their case. And he says if he continues, they will deal with him severely. And he's going after Leanne Kruger, and Leanne Kruger wants to sue Timmy, but Timmy won't answer the process server. You know, I discussed this earlier. You know, Timmy and his handler make all these accusations, yet they will not go to court and defend their statements. You know, so I don't know how they expect to get their grievances heard if they won't go to where they can be heard. They refuse to call Channel 6, who is the originator of that stupid video that has been used against me for 12 years. They won't call Channel 6. They won't call the Delphi Police Department. They won't call the FBI. They won't call the Indiana State Police. They won't call the Orange County Sheriff's Department here in Florida. Nobody. So, yeah, I've called that task force number, and they have made it clear they don't want people sending false tips to the hotline. So if Timmy and Randy start doing that, they're going to have a lot to answer for. Well, it's my understanding that the Pillow Guy has had all sorts of legal situations for years over his product. So, you know, that's public information. So, but Amber is doing fine. She's in the back room. Skippy's doing fine. He's getting old, but he's hanging in there. He's in the back room enjoying the air conditioning. But firemen, I think that's probably why they are hiding, because they do not want to talk to law enforcement about their accusations. Nobody, not even law enforcement, has been able to get a hold of these people. And what's funny is I gave out all the telephone numbers to all the various law enforcement agencies and nobody will call them. They keep saying I'm a person of interest in all these cases, yet nobody will make that money. They are making money off of this tripe. And, there is distinct possibility that at some point, people like Craig Sawyer are going to lower the boom on these people. Buffer again. Wrong. I'm getting the circle of death here with all this buffering that's going on. Who is RDS? But we are closing in now on all these trials, so, whatever. I'm going to try my best to cover these things as they come up. And also any future developments with Craig Sawyer in his efforts to seek justice, I will keep track of. Oh yeah, good old Steele. Interesting character. And it's funny, all these... I have no idea who that... Yeah, well, we'll see how long it takes for Task Force to come back in, if she comes back at all. She's got 5 minutes. I gotta write up my CIOs that I was designated as a trainee or some nonsense. So she's the one that started this shit. This is exactly the way the U.S. Marshal stuff started 12 years ago. Some idiot put up a post using my name and saying I was U.S. Marshal, and it just took off. I'm waiting to see if this one does. This is how these things start, Somebody comes up with something and then all of a sudden it just takes off. Because I remember it was Timothy Charles Homestead and the Pentagon Pedophile Task Force that designated me as a CIA agent. And let me get rid of the banner. Whoop, I got rid of me. Get back here. There we go. I gotta learn to write down these. Kirk. Well, Casey Baker is stupid enough to let go government. And the government's going to have to get off their lazy ass and do something, or they're just going to keep it up. Well, I don't know who that Kevin guy is, so I can't make a comment on it. Well, if Kirk keeps getting involved in that case, he's going to wind up getting more jail time. I don't know why he keeps pushing it. Yeah, sorry about the buffering, people. I don't know if it's affecting the stream or not, but it's just... I seem to be having the circle of death here over and over again. And I'm out of focus. Which is my camera doing that, I think. But I don't know. I'm in focus on one screen and out of focus on the other one. It's weird. Well, he's not gonna renounce his views. He's already made that clear. That's why he got arrested in the first time. And that's one thing about Kirk Pendergrass. At least he stands by his belief. He doesn't go running away like Timmy does. Not defending him. I'm just saying there's a difference here. It's tenacity versus cowardice. Right now he's got hit with contempt of court. He has not gotten hit with practicing law without a license. That's a felony. Then he's going to be in a lot more trouble than he is now. So, that's up to the Bar Association and the state to do something about that. I mean, people have complained about it. Well, Kurt got the hell away from Timmy because he knew what a disaster he was. And Timmy claims to have fired him. Well, don't go insulting little girls now. Timmy is just a flat-ass coward. Okay, we are over the 2-hour mark. I appreciate what's going on. And I'm also going to be doing more mobile live streaming. So we'll see how it happens in the future. So